All right, guys. So go to rdvstore.com and get your copy. It's only $6.66, and we're trying to get to the billboards. So go there, help us out, and let's rock and roll.
Hello, somebodies. We are
The Nobodies.
What are we doing here today?
Today we are talking to Red Devil Vortex, Mr. Gabriel Connor and Eduardo Baldo. How are you today?
Woo! What's going on, guys? Everything fine from here.
What is up?
Yeah, so thanks for joining us. Where are you guys calling from?
Baldo, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the Universal Studios on the 101 in LA.
Oh.
Baldo's such a celebrity.
No, I'm just driving and traffic is terrible as usual, but that's good. That's a good sign. Things are getting better, I guess. I hope.
We hope. We can only hope.
I do love the steering wheel and the camera. That is a nice touch. So, Gabriel, what about you?
And I'm calling from Riverside, which is about an hour away from LA, where I live right now.
All right, beautiful. So we have so many questions for you guys. We'll start with Gabriel. Can you give us a background story of how you came from Brazil, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Can you give us a background story of there to here?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I grew up in Brazil, and I started playing music like when I was about 8. You know, that's pretty much all that I wanted to do. So, you know, eventually growing up, I created this band called Living Garden, and we toured the U.S. a couple of times. And I think the last time the tour kind of didn't work out, but we were already here, and that band broke up. And then that was kind of the window, you know, that was 2015, 2016. It was about the time that I moved to LA. So, you know, the breakup of that band was kind of the start of Red Devil Vortex, because not everybody in that group was going to stay. And I kind of had this idea for what I want Red Devil Vortex to be like, you know, like something different than what we were doing. And I told the remaining guys in that band, I say, hey, look, I have this idea for this band. You guys want to join, you know, and start this? And they said, sure. So that's how we started Red Devil Vortex. And that was in Los Angeles in 2016.
Yeah, but how does one say you're living in Brazil? How does one say, you know what, I want to move to LA? How does that happen?
It wasn't exactly like that. But I knew. Okay, I got into rock music because it was, you know, because of Kiss. So I was a kid one day running around the house and I see Kiss on TV, and then I see them again like another couple of times. You know, like you kind of start remembering them for some reason. They're just showing up like that, you know. And then I borrowed a home video from my uncle, which was, you know, it was going to be the first time that I saw their music, and I saw it and I loved it. And they were pretty much the first band that made me want to, you know, play guitar or start, you know, music somehow. And I just, you know, from there I kind of dove into another kind of bands like Black Sabbath and Metallica at the time, you know, with the Load and Reload album, you know, and I pretty much, you know, dove into the heavy metal world. Like really, that was my life. Still is my life, to be honest, but that was really, really my life, you know. And you know, like I figured out that, you know, I really wanted to be in a band like those guys, and you know, all of my idols. And I figured that it would be really hard to accomplish something like that in Brazil, especially for the style of music that I wanted to do. Although, you know, I didn't really have any plans to move here. We were just, you know, that was the beginning stages of, you know, Living Garden, and we wanted to put a record out, and we did. And touring in Brazil was so expensive that, you know, it made sense to go overseas and try to reach different audiences that might, at that time appreciate the sound we were making better than in Brazil. Because we already sang in English, we were doing that international language kind of thing, which it's not necessarily popular in Brazil. It doesn't really work with every band, if any, really, to be real. I don't know why, but but anyway, it was just kind of, what led me into it. So my favorite bands were American, the big shows that I saw were always in America. So it kind of made sense to kind of try to start from here. And we did really well. We were an independent band, Living Garden. And we did our first tour in 2011. It was like a 31-day tour. So it was 14 shows. And then the second show that I booked myself with the help with a few friends from here from the first tour that I had. And we booked the second round. It was like a 4-month trip, 50 shows we did.
Wow.
Twice around the country, yeah. And, we tried to rent a van. It was so expensive when we ended up buying our own RV for like $2,500. And we drove that thing like everywhere in America. And I ended up knowing America and Americans more than I knew Brazil, which was, really interesting. And, it's such a beautiful country, man. I really love it here.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually I met this booking agent who saw a show, and they wanted to bring us over here to tour. And they did, and they brought us to LA. But for some reasons and complications, touring is always hard. And that was probably going to be our first, like, bigger tour. Didn't happen. But then we were here in LA. And then the band broke up. And then we saw an opportunity to start a new band. And that was pretty much how things happened. It wasn't very easy at all. It wasn't natural, but it was kind of, I think it was natural. That's kind of how things happen more than,
Good.
Yeah.
So, Eduardo.
Tell me.
Tell us your story. When you started and everything.
Oh my God. It started so long ago, I can't even remember. Well, I started as a drummer when I was 16 to 17 years old in Porto Alegre, Brazil, where I'm from, where I was born. And I played drums with a few bands. Then I joined a band called Hibria. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Brazilian heavy metal scene, but this band did relatively good back then. We toured Japan. We even recorded a DVD in Tokyo. So it was pretty good. Not gonna lie.
They kicked ass, man.
Yeah, it was a pretty fun band, and I released like 7 albums with those guys. Lots of good stuff.
Wow.
And we played Rock in Rio. We played with, we opened for Metallica, Black Sabbath, Ozzy in Brazil. It was fun. Anyways, in 2017, we decided in the band Hibria that we would part ways, everybody. So Luis, actually, I'm in LA because Luis helped me out. He was studying at the Musicians Institute, and I reached out to him and said, "Hey, man, how does the thing works?" And then he explained to me, and I was like, "All right, I think I'm joining." And I moved to LA. I graduated at Musicians Institute. Then I went on tour with Glenn Hughes from Deep Purple. I did a month tour on the East Coast. So I probably played very close to where you guys are. And then during that period, I started working with the guys from Red Devil Vortex, but I was like their stage manager / roadie because I really liked the band and the guys. The guys are really cool. They were the Brazilians here, and we were very tight, like a group, and it was really fun. I really love those guys. But then COVID happened, and the boys Pablo and Iago decided to part ways and do their own thing. And I was there, and I told Gabriel, "Hey, man, like if you need a drummer, don't worry. Like book the shows. I'll cover up. Like whatever happens." And then it was like a natural thing. Like we were friends. I love the band. I love the music, and I was there with my abilities as a drummer, and it happened.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. By the way, I played with Luis. Like Luis has his own solo stuff going on, and I was playing with him ever since I got here in 2017. So it was one thing led to another. Here we are releasing a live album,
Yeah.
Whiskey, which is the first show ever from this lineup. And now we will release a new album, which was recorded here in LA with Adair Dalfenbach. Actually, that's where I'm arriving in like 1 minute at the studio, and things are like going good.
Sounds amazing. All right,
So-
go ahead.
Eduardo, you said you were professionally trained. You graduated from the Music Institute. Gabriel, what about you? Are you self-taught, or did you go to school for it as well?
I did go to school, but my school is different. I went to school in Brazil, and I thought it was just a waste of time, so I left. It wasn't really. It wasn't like MI. You know, it wasn't like a school like MI where you actually go and they take it serious. You know, at my school, even teachers wouldn't show up. You know, they would assign me papers, and I wouldn't give them the paper, and they were like, "Oh yeah, actually, I don't need to see this. Like this actually happened." You
pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in it. Like, and one time, you know, I went to school with a drummer of mine. We were in the same thing, and we went to this teacher.
Hey guys, check this out. Check this out. Hold on a second.
What are you doing?
Look who's here. Look who I just found.
Who'd you just find?
Oh, wait.
We can see it, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
How's it going, guys?
Oh, there he is.
Hey, what's up,
How
man?
you doing? Is that freaking Luis? That's crazy.
That's awesome. How you doing, man?
Good, man. Yeah, he needs to go because he's taking our buddy to the airport. But
A
just
producer. Yeah, show him. Yes. Produce the live album.
That's great.
hey, I saw you guys posted a React video, no?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I love the video. I
was worried. I was so worried because I'm like, am I bad mouthing the band right now? I was so worried. But
more honest you get, the better. So still doing his,
I thought it was a lot of fun.
We definitely do want to talk about it.
yeah. So how did you guys come up with the name Red Devil Vortex? What does it mean?
that's
Red Devil, Red Devil Vortex is more of a concept than actually a meaning. It's like, and I liked your definition yesterday. I was watching the video. I was like, oh, look at these guys. They're tripping, man. They kind of get it. And it's because, look, you know, Red Devil Vortex started as we wanted to put on stage a band that kind of embraces everything that we love about heavy metal.
Oh, sorry, these guys are killing me on the left.
Who? Oh, these motherfuckers. Why don't I see them? Oh, there it is.
Alright.
Oh, there he is.
There's more people.
There's more people. So this is Adair Dalfenbach, the producer.
Hello, guys.
Hey, producer, how are you, buddy?
Oh my god, how are you, man?
Doing good.
So
Better
you-
now with these guys.
Yeah, so you make it all happen, huh? You put all the music together.
Fading away.
So, you know, I try to make them happy. It's tough.
You know
Good
what?
musicians, they are tough to convince, you know.
All right. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everyone. Have a great interview.
I have a flight.
Nice meeting you guys.
Oh, guys. Please.
Safe travels.
All right, guys.
Oh.
Sorry for this brutal interruption, but
Dude, you're good. That's beautiful.
Academy, you just made our interview so much fun.
Yeah, man, that's fun.
Content,
That's what
baby.
So, go back to Red Devil Vortex. How'd you come up with the name, Mr. Gabriel?
Oh, so yeah, we wanted to just kind of have a band that on stage was pretty much everything that we wanted to see, and that wasn't done before in heavy metal, which is very hard. Something very hard to accomplish. It's been so long, so many great bands. So yeah, it kind of sounded really well with the kind of the proposal of the dark side and the occult, and also the fun part of rock and roll and all of that kind of thing. So it's more of part of a concept idea. And then I think Eduardo found a video about this Red Devil Vortex. There was a study that happened in the 1700s about this guy saying like, oh, these portals around the world that bring devils and blah blah blah, and he was like, wow. So
Yeah.
I didn't I think I saw the name somewhere, and I thought it sounded cool, so I chose it for the band. And then after he showed me that stuff, I was like, oh, that makes total sense. We can totally make up lyrics about horror movies and demons and whatnots, and create all this whole fantasy around the name itself, and that's kind of how it came about.
So that does that have a lot to do with the makeup you wear?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And the outfits and the V's and because we kind of looked at like, are we gonna sing about our daily lives? Are we gonna sing about love and girls and and even though sometimes we do, like you guys saw it on Video Cycle, we were more like, okay, but that also can only go a long way. But if we actually create a world, that we can actually give like a really cool experience of what Red Devil Vortex could be to the fan, coming to the show or watching a video or even creating a theme party, that we sometimes do. We just did our Halloween party, which was Red Devil Vortex theme. So I think it's the way I see it is like, we're kind of following our hearts on this and leaving the art speak for itself before we actually try to explain it. But I think that the more we work on it and the more we create, everything kind of falls into place and makes sense inside of its own story.
So that girl in your video, is that a girlfriend, wife, friend?
No, man, that's Danny Devine. She's like a alternative model.
Oh.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, what led you guys to writing Psycho? What led to the process behind Psycho? Just tell us about the whole song, the video, and everything.
We showed up in the studio one day to record our second EP, Dark Secrets. And, I used to work with this guy, Gus. He was the producer of our first and second EP, and he passed away. So this was one of the last songs that we did together. And we showed up one day, and he had this chorus, right? The chorus for Psycho. And he said, guys, I have this idea. I don't have any other bands to use it with, and I can't really think of other bands to use it with other than you guys. I know you write your own stuff, but, and he had a lot of input in our writing as well as we, developed our sound. And, because he was very, very talented guy. And he showed us this chorus. And the chorus had guitars and bass and drums, and it was loud and it was rocking, right? So when you guys said yesterday, watching that video, that, fuck, I'm waiting for those guitars, they never come. And we were like, I thought it was hilarious because that's how the song started. And we sat down in the studio and we built a song around it, got me going psycho out of my mind. And then we finished with a signature with Deep Dark Secrets and the chorus. I went home and I wrote the verses. I brought it back. We kind of, did some touch-ups, and we started looking we actually wanted to do something different than just guitars and bass and drums for that song specifically. Because we did kind of do a version like that, and it didn't really sound that good. It just sounded like every other song out there, And we were like, yeah, but because we heard the potential, but it didn't excite us enough. So we went through that and we did like acoustic version and electronic, blah blah blah. And the version that you guys heard was actually the best one, and the one that touched us the most and the people around us the most. So that's the one that ended up sticking around. And I think it was really cool because I never saw myself doing a song with so many electronic, effects and tones and synths and all that. So it was pretty cool, something to try.
Yeah, it was like you said, you know what, you've heard it 1,000 times, and being that's the way we were listening to it. We were like expecting what we've heard 1,000 times. So when we didn't get that, it actually made the song very, very different, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, if somebody would have warned us,
Yeah.
But man, that was hilarious. I loved the video, man. You guys were hilarious.
I was saying if I were to giving that song a second listen,
Yeah.
and knowing what to expect, I could tell there was a phenomenal song behind it. It was just different for us.
No, man, it's totally, I totally get it. It's like, and it's also what you said yesterday. It's like, oh, I get it. It's not like a banger. It's like more of a story being told, and you guys totally got it, so. But it's just awesome to see the reaction of people, and that's why we kind of do those things kind of outside of our genre, because like for instance, we're putting out a live album right now, and we have a brand new album recorded, and it's a very heavy album. If you just look at us by what we look, that's the kind of music you would expect, but you never expect something like Psycho, right?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, not from Red Devil Vortex,
Yeah. Well, it's just we try to do different things.
Yeah. So, Eduardo, I know you were talking in your car. Can you tell us all about this new album and what part you play on it? I know you're the drummer, but what did you put into the album?
I put some heavy, loud drums. That's what I did.
That's what you do.
Yeah, that's what
I like that.
No, the thing is, when the guys, when I was brought into the band, they had lots of things already written. But as soon as I started working on the songs for real, then I always try to contribute with like arrangements and details. The bulk of the songwriting was already there, like structures and riffs and parts and melodies. I came up with some riffs on. There's a song called Run that
He wrote that song.
Yeah, I was taking a shower, and that riff was like popping in my head. I was like, man, I gotta show this to Luis. Then I went to his house. I played for him. He wanted to get a little crazy, and I said, no, play exactly what I showed you. And he was a little reluctant at first, but then he realized, no, this is how. Then of course I know what I'm talking about. But anyways, jokes aside, yeah. And then on the recording, or the day of the recording, when we were here at the studio, by the way, this is the studio.
That's sick. That's a cool studio. I like it.
So you go there too, Gabriel?
Yeah. We go there, and sometimes we rehearse here too. This is the other.
So when we were here,
Look at these drums. This is
that's cool.
That is badass.
Dude, that's sick. I love that.
Yeah, look at that motherfucker.
Yeah, you're
that Black Beauty is called Morticia.
So how often do you guys get together to practice and such?
So
Probably
just
like once a week, twice a week.
Hey, Gabriel.
Yeah.
Just want to conclude what I was talking, because I tend to go all over the place, and then I lose track of what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So when we were here at the studio talking about like my contribution to the album, when we were here on the day of the recording of the songs, then I can express exactly like drum wise, like, oh, this is what I think it should be, or and then we change stuff. But then I can in a practical way with everybody in the room, I can show the parts, and then we record multiple, like different versions of the same part. Then we choose, so it's different. So that's how I tend to contribute.
Excellent, Eduardo. And you, Mr. Gabriel?
What was the question?
The question is the new album that you're about to release on Friday. How did you contribute to the album? Like what did you throw into it?
Oh, okay. I think you guys are talking about two different albums, because we have the live.
You have
album.
a release on Friday, right?
Yeah, that's the live one.
Okay. So you want
But
to
those are not new songs. That's the first show we played together. Luis, Eduardo, and I. It was November last year, the Whiskey A Go Go. And then we recorded it, and we did the video as well. And we were just gonna put it out on YouTube, but then the material came out so well. Our producer there, the guys you just met, produced it, and he did such a great job that we said, let's just put it out on Spotify and everywhere else, so we have kind of a souvenir to put it out on CD as well. And it's coming out. It's called RDD's in Town. It's just the three of us playing rock and roll live, and it's rocking, man. I hope people have fun listening to it.
So there was another. There's another album. No.
And there is another. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Look,
beautiful.
That's got such an old school vibe to it.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, it's a CD. It's a CD. It's old school as fuck.
It's got
yeah. So you said you have another album out, or it came out, or how long ago was your last album?
The last one was February this year. That was the second EP. Yeah, and then we're putting out a live one now.
All right, so tell us all about that one.
But this one, you see, this one was an accident. The live one was an accident. That wasn't planned. So it just, we just had the material, and it was just too good to just keep it,
Yeah.
So we wanted to put it out just to showcase the band, what we sound like live. But we have this new album to come out next year. Mm-hmm. 9 brand new songs nobody's ever heard.
Oh, beautiful.
And it's sounding great. That's one of the songs we were talking about that Eduardo wrote in the shower. And show you later. It's in there.
Come out of the shower.
So what do we expect from that one then? Tell us, do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, of course. We started writing that one at the end of 2020, Luis and I, and we just put a bunch of ideas together. And along the way, like Eduardo said before he joined us, and we started rehearsing and writing demos. And those songs came out really, really heavy, really, really cool, man. We were, all coming out from different situations in our lives, and we naturally gravitated towards each other, as band members. And we kind of, the way we play together is something really special, something that flows really well for all of us. So to be able to capture that in a record and write new songs together was really awesome. So we're really excited about it. It's gonna be Red Devil Vortex actual first full album, because we only have done EP so far.
Okay.
So it's gonna be really cool.
So when you guys are in studio now, we love to hear dirt. Give us some of the times where you guys wanted to kick each other's ass. It can't always be perfect.
No, it's never perfect, but it's also great. I mean, we're not in that stage yet, I think.
No, you haven't got there yet.
Yeah.
Eventually, it happens to the best of us.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen for sure.
No. Hopefully, it never does. You guys, that's the beauty of a great band. You know what? Getting along, being happy, enjoying the music, and just creating. That's what it's all about. Yeah,
no, we get along really well. I think the three of us are very rude in our own ways, and we kind of understand that. So we.
It's the way guys insult each other.
What was that?
Can you tell us some of the ups and downs of writing?
Yes. Yeah. The ups are that, when you eventually finish a song that is really good, that's, nothing compares to that. I think the down is that sometimes it takes a long time for you to find out that a song is a really bad song. and it's not really gonna go anywhere. Sometimes it takes forever. Sometimes you put that song out and you only, 5 years from now, you're like, oh fuck, shouldn't have written it.
Well, how do you
Just like
decipher?
anything else, man. You gotta keep doing it.
Yeah.
Well, how do you decipher if a song's not good? By the views? Like, when do you decide, like, oh man, maybe we shouldn't have put that out?
You know what? That's a very good question. I learned to decide that recording the first Red Devil Vortex EP when we finished the production, and the songwriting and the production both gave me chills when we listened to it for the first time when it was done. When it was like, I felt like it doesn't matter how anybody feels about this. Like I know, deep in my heart, I love this music, and I will forever love it. And it doesn't matter if it hits gold or nobody ever hears it. I know it's good, and that's how I feel about it. So that was my kind of moment to actually, and I feel like everybody in the room at that point felt the same way. So that's when we all knew it was like, oh, okay, this is really good. Nobody was questioning it, So from that moment on, I kind of felt that I learned a little bit more of what to look for in a song. How to feel about it. How do I know it's a good song? How do I feel when I know it's a good song?
And what about you, Eduardo? When do you know it's the right one?
Oh, you never know. That's the thing. When you release the song, it's not yours anymore. You don't decide, unless you own the media, then like it's not up to you to decide. You're gonna put it out there and just hope for the best. Like, I mean, you put all the effort, the love, the dedication, and you put it out. But after that, it's not up to you.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
What would you say to anybody getting into the business? Like if they're starting out as a musician or they're already a musician and want to go more. What do you say to these individuals?
Stay strong, brothers and sisters. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
That's it.
It's a very volatile industry. You got to do it because you love it, not because you're looking for fame or money or anything like that. You got to do it because you love it, And that's what I say, man. If you're doing it for the right reason, I think you're gonna know it. If you do it because you love it, you're gonna know it. Because also, if you don't, you don't really stick around too long, because it is very hard, very challenging. It challenges pretty much everything in your life, all of your relationships, within your family, the places you have to be, things you have to go, things you're gonna miss that are, equally important to you, and you have to make tough choices sometimes. So, I would say, I'll always support anybody that wants to start music. If you want to ask me, my answer to you is yes. I think whatever it is your dream, I think it is achievable. I think it's possible, and if you believe in yourself, I think everything is possible. So, why not give it a try? Life is short.
Yeah, 100%. Eduardo, what do you think, buddy?
Yeah, pretty much what Gabriel said is what the three of us believe. Luis is a great example of dedication and achievement, I guess, because he comes from a really small town in Brazil, from the same state where I'm from, but I live in the capital city, and he lives in this very tiny city, and he just dedicated like crazy. That was the only, and it's interesting how similar me and Luis started, like playing. That was the only thing we wanted to do. And regardless of the outcome, we just wanted to play our instrument, and like that's what we're gonna do. But the difference is I did that 10 maybe years before Luis started. So when he started, he had he learned all the new ways of promoting and music like with social media and everything. So he learned all the tricks to and adapted to this new way of promoting music. It's a very complicated topic. I can't like make it short, but Luis is a great example of what to do. Like regardless of like if you like the success is relative, is what represents to you. You know, making money in the music industry nowadays is a very, very, very hard, difficult thing.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be like a chameleon, adapt and like go all over the
You gotta
place.
be prepared for that.
Yeah, you can't just
You
play
gotta be
the
prepared for that.
So, you guys, we would love for you to brag about your band, your merch, your upcoming tours, new videos, music. Tell us everything about Red Devil Vortex.
Throw your humbleness out the window.
All right. We're really excited about Red Devil Vortex. We're trying to create the band that we want to see on stage. That's why we put on, the outfits that you guys asked. That's why we do all the lights. And that's why we create all the explosive music, because we want to, feel that vibe. And, we want to make it happy and entertaining and energetic. That's the kind of people we are. And we have this live album coming out on Friday, November 25th, which we're super excited about. We're super proud of it because, the performance came out really well. And I think people are going to have a blast listening to it. Check out Eduardo showing off the album cover, which is also really cool. And we're selling the t-shirts and all the merchandise of the live album right now at rdvstore.com. Not only that, we're running our Black Friday campaign right now, which you get 20% off with a coupon discount over there. So rdvstore.com, you can check out everything. We have other CDs, we have vinyl, we have sick t-shirts, we have girl shirts, we have mugs like this one. Check it out, this fucking cool mug, man.
Wow, that is a cool mug.
I like that.
You guys want some Red Devil Vortex shit? I'm gonna send you some Red Devil Vortex shit.
How long until you guys come out with Red Devil coffee? Like,
dude, we're discussing with a company about doing the beer right now, but we also want to do the coffee. We almost came out with the coffee because I knew a guy, but it ended up not happening just yet. We're also check it out. We're working on our action figures.
No
that's
kidding.
sick.
That's that's badass.
I love that.
So that's a prototype that we're doing right now. So, the brand new album, the first full album that we're going to put out next year, we have a plan. Everything changes, until everything is really set in stone and the work is starting really. Everything changes up until the last minute, but we plan on putting out a comic book, kind of thing with the concept of the album and also action figures and also, the other characters we create from the song. So, man, it's crazy. We create a lot of stuff, and now that I'm, I don't know if you guys know about this new AI thing that you can create images and do all that kind of stuff. So we're doing that too, and we're creating all the artwork for Red Devil Vortex with AI, with the tools. And, that's also another thing that we do. We film and we edit all of our music videos, and now we're doing our artwork as well. We have a few partners here and there, but we kind of do everything ourselves. And I think that's kind of the way it's going to be for a while from now on. Not only for us, but for all the bands, starting to do their own thing from now on, which is really cool, I think, when you have the control over your entire art.
Sure.
I like hearing about the AI art. That's kind of sick because I know that's like kind of taking over the industry right now.
It is, man. It is. It's really, really sick.
It's gonna take over the world.
Sorry, what did you say?
The world.
It's gonna take over the world.
Oh, absolutely.
One day AI is gonna create heavy metal albums, and then we're gonna be obsolete.
Yeah.
we showed a computer 1,000 Metallica songs.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's going to be a metaverse one day where we're going to be at a concert with a giraffe.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
They just did the first one, didn't they? They did the Monsters of Rock. It was Ozzy Osbourne and Motorhead right now in the metaverse.
Oh, that's weird. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will we get the chance to see you guys in New York? Because we'd love to go see you live.
Man, I'll let you guys know. We have plans of playing there in March.
Nice.
Yep.
So, if we actually close that deal, I'll let you guys know. We'd love to meet you, have you at the show. It'll be our pleasure.
It's
Yep.
gonna be cold. Warning you now.
Yeah.
And I would
It's gonna be
definitely,
cool, I know that for sure.
I would definitely love one of those freaking Red Devil Vortex mugs, coffee mugs. That's sick.
All right, guys. I'm gonna send you a couple of these.
That's badass right there, man.
Yeah.
And I love my coffee. So we're gonna do our outro, and we want you guys to be involved. Okay.
All right.
All right.
So remember to hit that like, subscribe button, and tell us down in the comment section below what other bands we should have on the channel. We'll try and get them. And press the bell next subscribe button to get notified every time we upload a video. Red Devil Vortex, thank you guys so much for joining us today. This was a very fun interview. We loved hearing you guys talk. We loved seeing Eduardo in the car. That was quite funny. And I'm Son.
And I'm Father. And you are?
Red Devil Vortex.
Red Devil Vortex. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if we had to do anything.
Rock on.
The fuck. Thank you guys for having us. You guys are awesome.
Yes.
See you guys
Yep.
next time.